want to edit the stream setting. Let me see if I can do that. Because I really wanted to be the other orientation. But anyway, we're just going to do it from here since I'm here. And while I'm waiting in the car, I got like a 3 to 5 minute thought on overcoming jealousy in your relationship. And it really kind of, not that it was a recommended topic for me, but for me to cover for people, but also it brought back to me when I saw the topic that when I was married and we had a meeting with our pastor at the time, and he said to my husband, if your wife is jealous or feels uncomfortable, it is you or your responsibility to fix that. And at that time, that didn't totally sit right with either of us. Like, it was like, well, no, that's my, if I mean, in this particular case, it was a unique situation. Because I was married to someone who was quote unquote a local celebrity. So there were just a ton of different, women fans and all of that. So it was a little bit different, but still that was the response. And I didn't understand it at that time. But as time has passed, I do understand. I will tell you, I have, and I've been married multiple times, and I've talked to each husband post marriage because we became friends and family, and got their perception, and all of them said, you're not a jealous person, that's not who you are. And my most recent husband, may he rest in peace, was one of the best looking guys that I've ever seen touch the earth, to me. Now, he might not have been that to everybody, but I will tell you, women and men would stop us when we're traveling or whatever and say, hey, dude, like, no homo, but your beard is perfect, or your locks are perfect, So he would get that from everybody. But I never felt jealous with him. As gorgeous as he wasn't, up under me all the time. He had his life. He was gone. Sometimes he might be late coming in, whatever happened. I was never jealous. And so when I think back on it, what I realize is what the pastor said at that time is valid. It is the person that you're with. And in general, I'm not a jealous person. I'm a high achieving person who's very confident and probably to some extent maybe overconfident, but I'm not a jealous person at heart. Um, so when I look back over my life and I think about the people I've coached and spoken with, in each time that there was some form of jealousy present in relationships, it it really was the other person. And what was interpreted and can be interpreted as jealousy is your intuition telling you that something is not right about the other person. Either they're being disloyal for real, um, physically, or they're being disloyal emotionally, or they're being disloyal spiritually, which means they're actually possibly sociopathic or narcissistic and out to get you. So all of those, any one of those can be fixed by just leaving and ending that relationship. And so when you're in a relationship with someone and you feel jealous about that person, look at your entire life, every area. And if the only place that you feel jealous is in that relationship, and it could be that you felt jealous in other relationships as well, but all of those, if you look back, it was the person. And at the end of that relationship, once you admitted to yourself that you needed to move on, or they made you move on by cheating out publicly or something. Once you moved on, if you look back, you will see that you were in a relationship with an unhealthy personality. And that can be, like I said, unhealthy physically for you, emotionally for you or spiritually for you. And I could easily say in a relationship with a narcissist or something like that. I'm trying to stay away from those kind of titles, because what that does is it undermines you really looking at the person, because you begin trying to interpret the label. Let's not label it. If you feel uncomfortable in your own skin about another person, move on. That means block. That means no contact. That means if you need to send a text or whatever to end the relationship and move on, move on. And then take that time to spend between you and your higher power, whom I choose to call God. You and that person, and that relationship gets stronger, so that you can identify when that type of person is in your presence again in the future. All right. Have a great day. Love you. Happy life. Like, it's yours. You only get one. Do you. Bye bye.